free here. Starting off on Purity and Industry. So top side, on the upper left, our blue Terran. This is going to be Bunny. Taking on the red Zerg on the right hand side, the 3 o'clock position, Solar. So Bunny takes a map off of Zest, takes a map off of Inno. He's in a pretty good spot to perhaps finish this group in 3rd place. That's not good enough to make the playoffs, but it's good enough to claim some extra additional prize money, of course. So we'll see how this one plays out against Solar. I mean, the thing is, Solar, of course, I mean, is pretty freaking good as well. So it's not anything like a guarantee or anything along those lines. Feelings on the way up, couple of queens starting to build. Get this way underway. ZvT coming in towards the main, seeing what's going down. Reaper from Bunny coming through the center of the map. So early game is just getting established as we expect early game TVZ to get going. Things just going to be, again, dealing some damage to that Reaper. Reaper actually gets one lane, but quite a lot of damage taken on it. We'll check the 3rd hatch, which has to come up all the way in this bottom right-hand corner. Solar, by the way, just hasn't had a great day at all right now, which is why I was mentioning that maybe Bunny is... This series is very important for that potential, like, 3rd place sort of location, potentially, because Solar lost against Impact 1-2, but he also lost against Zest 1-2, so they kind of both have losses on the board. And it feels like, again, like, I don't know, I just feel like Bunny's been playing very strong, whereas I feel like the games that Solar won were very flimsy in a way. I don't know. I guess we'll see how this TVZ runs out. Maybe I was getting a bit ahead of myself saying Bunny was in a prime position to get 3rd place. I guess Impact could make it as well. Obviously, Inno is definitely, I think, the favorite to advance through this group alongside probably Zest at this stage. Currently 2-0. He's looking pretty good. He has Zergs left to play. Unless it's just one of those days where Inno decides to lose to Zergs. He's just like, ah, shit. Forgot how to play TVZ. That could suck. There's the Hellion joining up, or the 2 Hellions joining up with the Reaper coming down to the bottom side to have a little bit of a poke around, see, of course, what is going on here in the early stages. And coming all the way into this corner. And we'll be doing a little bit of damage to that hatchery already, so... A bit of damage dealt. Viking is about to complete here in the main base. 2 more Hellions on the way out. And the single Marine is picking its way through this Overlord as well. So Overlord gets picked off again. A couple of Hellions are going to be going after this single Zerglin, which is looking for scouting. Good Hellions there. Able to pick up that lane kill on the front. Very well done as the Viking moving through the top right-hand side of the map. Banshee, about halfway done as well. Bane and S dropping down, Lair dropping down, 7 extra drones in production. There's a Queen here to try and push back this Viking, but the Overlord is going to go down first, and the Viking doesn't have to go that close, although now is in the slow zone near the Queen. I think this is the most we've seen from the slow zone so far on this map. We'll see one of the Hellions getting picked off here again, and the Hellions trying to deal a bit more damage. A couple of engineering bays dropping down for Bunny in the natural expansions, getting those up and running. Banshee gets rid of that Zerglin up here as well. 2 Spore Crawlers currently building also in the backs of bases. Again, these few Hellions just setting up into the center of the map. The Banshee flies forwards, and it's just going to be chilling out on this ramp. Single Zerglin nibbling its way through a depot. A lot of just waiting around to see what the builds are going to be. Obviously, we kind of know it's bio with those engineering bays coming up. Oh, Hellions do find themselves 4 more drones. Bunny, I love it. He's being aggressive, but he's not being overly aggressive, right? He pokes forwards, gets 4 drones. He doesn't dive in for like 5 more. He's just like, cool. You know, now I'm going to get out of here. And I'm just going to keep these Hellions alive, which can really power up future pushes in this game. You can keep them very safe in case some lings run by as well. It just gives you that extra presence on the map, rather than just gambling for a few extra workers, basically. Hellions coming back towards the depots here. Viking going to be able to pick up the Overseer. Banshee picks up a Changeling kill as well. And Medivacs coming out towards the third base. And obviously if the armory comes in, these Hellions can turn into Hellbats. And they could get healed up a little bit as well, perhaps. Actually makes them very tanky for the incoming push. Like, as 1-1 finishes, armory is generally done. And if you push with that 1-1 and the Hellions are still around and they are Hellbats, then you can really get quite a lot done with it. So, it can work out quite nicely. Hellions, Marines coming down to this bottom side. Marines already being forced to stim here. Not sure if he just ran into a unit or so and got a little bit scared. A little bit jumpy on that T button. Phalan's going to start wandering forwards here. Banshee can help you in a little bit of zoning as well. Just the cloakless Banshee keeps you very safe early on against a lot of the aggression. And it can still be used for a bit of, for some damage here in this fight. Banelings. Oh, that final Baneling connects, but actually until that final Baneling, not a lot of damage done at all by these Banes. So I might be losing this fourth base right now, as we are going to see Bunny is going to be able to pick that off. Actually, it's a kill, not even a cancel. So Solo making a bit of a mistake there. That's a little bit costly as the melee upgrades coming up for Solar. They're going to be completed in the next few moments. So these two Medivacs heading back to the top left side again. A few Mutalisks here kind of flying their way across. It is close by air, but with those slow zones it does take that little bit longer to get over. They find that Viking here as well. Oh my god, the Widow Mines! Obviously you can't retreat as easily in the slow zone, so we do see one of the meters going down to a Widow Mine there. One of them just going to relocate itself. So now going to come back out towards the center of the map. So far not finding much luck with the Lingbane meter style, but he is getting creep moving forwards. Meanwhile, Bunny, we'll see how he wants to play as he's already got a second factory down, 5 racks in play. And the real next question is 4th base or 6th, 7th, and 8th racks. Is he really going to build up to hit this large 2-2 timing and to do a lot of damage in that? Or is he going to sit back and maybe push out a little bit but not commit so much and really look more towards kind of a later game? With that command center coming down, it does look like we're going to be a bit more of a laid back approach to this game from Bunny. A bit more kind of looking towards, I'm getting my 4 out, my drilling claws, but eventually I'm probably looking towards Liberators and Ghosts as well. To help deal with the initial wave of hive tech units that come through. Again, doesn't mean he's necessarily going to go like super late game and like massive those units, but you probably do start to see like the game not ending before hive is completed. As another Widowmine gets another Mutalisk on this top side. Bunny spawning on the side of Purity here, by the way. Is the Angelic Terran, it's pretty typical, right? I mean, I feel like all the Terrans spawn on this side, because do Terrans ever do anything wrong? No. Terrans just, hard done by. Their race sucks, and yet they still try and play, and that's what makes them angels in the world of StarCraft 2 is Widow Claws in place, so those Widow Mines can't be picked off without an Overseer. So I'm realizing that now. It's a nice fast drilling claws. Bunny not wasting any time about that as he went very quickly into that second factory. Well, I actually think the second factory built the reactor. Yeah, the main factory actually went to a tech lab to start drilling claws and to add a 4. It's a nice little combination we've seen lately in TVZ, where if the mutants are coming up, you build that factory onto a tech lab, you get a 4 drilling claws, and then your second factory builds the reactor to build up the Widow Mine count. Mutants are going across the map as we see Bunny able to hold in the center here, getting rid of a few Zerglings. Zerglings and mutants getting some more damage done. Marines on the low ground actually, or below these mutants, trading pretty well. There is a single Zergling killing a siege tank at the moment. SCVs were repairing it, now they're not. The Ling is still alive. Finally one Marine rallied in, is going to get that kill. Oh man, Mutas are taking a beating here. Oh my god, Solar! He's lost 11 of his Mutalisks this game, and he really hasn't done much at all. We're talking about, the 4th base of Bunny, but because of the damage he's dealing, this continued 2-2 push across the map is really starting to get to this stage where it's probably potentially going to end the game. I mean, Solar's losing a lot. Now, it's not over yet. Obviously, upcoming fights will kind of decide things, but it's very dangerous for Solar. Having lost those Mutalisks, he doesn't have much to play with there. He's getting the Ultras capping up, so he'll have Ultras soon. A big Ling counterattack now around this top side of the map. Oh my god. Straight into the natural. That's actually really bad for Bunny. There's so many Zerglings there. It's going to take a long time to clean up. Honestly, this should have never happened. Extra Starport, Fusion Core, probably both going to be killed off here as well. The second factory going to lose its reactor. There's actually a lot of damage being done. The engineering bays are here as well. Losing those could be costly. Meanwhile, Bunny is still setting up aggressively on the other side of the map. Banelings rolling into Marauders. The 4 in the front pushing the Mutalisks back. 21 SCVs go down, but I think more than the 21 SCVs, the full wall off, the reactors, the starports, everything else that was killed, all the structures that went down here. Bunny's still pushing on the other side, and he's doing well in army supply. The thing is, Bunny Solar actually saved a lot of these Zerglings, and that means he's going to be able to get a lot done in terms of continuing the counterattack, unless he wants to pull this back home to come and flank this army. There's so many Banes here for Solar as they go rolling on through. This position is hard to attack into, and it's hard to set up a flank. You got to come all the way around here or all the way around there, but that means you have to go like all the way around like this bottom right hand side, I'm showing you. So it's a strong position for Bunny. Sol is still running around with those Lingers a scan, just checking to see if there's any Banes in there, I'd imagine. It's actually pretty nice information to have, just knowing exactly what this run by is consistent of, especially because there's no wall off here again. So the Zerglings are just going to be able to approach right away, and Valiants will just sit in a bit of a choke point, and that might be enough to hold on. Marauders don't do a lot against Lingers, but it looks like it'll be enough. Good defense from Bunny at home, as we do see. Well, Ultras are taken to the stage, but no Chitinous plating for a few more seconds, so needs to be careful about taking the fights. Bunny still just has been parked here for so long now, but starting to back away. By the way, love the 4th base of Bunny. Forward base looking to hold forward bases and play aggressively on the map. A very different expansion pattern. I mean, as different as it can get from Solo, who takes the 4th base down here, the 5th base down to the bottom left-hand side. And 6th base now in the center of the map as well. That's actually a rich Vespian Geyser, but obviously very vulnerable to the middle of the map attacks where, you know, these workers can be hit very easily, and that's where the justification of a rich Vespian Geyser comes in on this. Marines in the main base are going to find the Ultra Cavern, though. Hell of a drop from Bunny. Ultra Cavern's a great pick-off. Anabolic Synthesis is a nice upgrade that increases the Ultralisk speed off of creep in a game where there's a lot of, creep missing. It's actually going to go a long way. One Ultra gets blown up there. Oh my god, the Marines have unloaded on the island, and so Solar is going to lose a few of his Mutalisks. More Zerglings going up the left-hand side of the map, Bunny. The Spire Army is going to be heading up to the top as well. And Great Aspire going to complete in just a few moments' time. Zerglings moving down towards the natural expansion. Again, the Bio going to continue running up towards these Lings here. Marines going after the spawning pool. And these last few Zerglings continue to run around in the top left-hand side. Not going to get shut down. Bunny Info has pulled all the way back, so he's given Solar some breathing room. I say he's giving him some breathing room, but he is just, sat here killing spawning pools with this drop. Solar's actually making a lot of mutas again. I think very interesting choice at this stage. So kind of rebuilding that number up once more. There's a couple of Widow Mines are just finding a few units here and there. There's one Widow Mine left, and Solar will just set it off with a single Zergling. We'll be able to kill that off. So this base was killed and cancelled. Bunny is setting up Liberators here, as we're going to see a bit of a fight breaking out. Widow Mine's already burrowed up. The first connection on the meters was pretty good. There's another Widow Mine that didn't go off on the Ultras above the Terran army. That would have been disastrous. That friendly fire, that would have really hurt. And Solar begin to bleed out a little bit. A drop in the main, man. These drops, Solar's just not had a way to deal with these at all. Spawning pool dies again. Solar now can't even make Zerglings. I mean, that's kind of a huge issue. If you can't make Zerglings, you can't make Banelings. And then you kind of just die. And so those snipes on these structures in the main kills the Ultra Cavern too. So this is going to be GG. Bunny takes game number 1 of this best of 3. Bunny versus Solar. To the top left-hand side, our blue Terran player from Blazer. This is Bunny. And at the bottom right-hand side, our red Zerg, it is Solar. Yeah, a lot of drops in that main base from Solar really proved to be very difficult for him in that last game as well. Cloud Monarchy is a large map, so this should be a pretty fun one to get some TVZ on. Excited to see how this plays out. Has Innovation played yet? He's played 2 of his series. We're actually probably going to do Innovation versus Impact after this, and then Impact versus Bunny, and then Solar versus Innovation is probably how we're going to wrap up the matches here today. SCV from Bunny heading down to the bottom right hand side, Overlord heading to the top. And as we get this set to go over the next few moments here. Ripper is about to pop out for Bunny, so that's going to be popping in a moment or so as well. The command center dropping down on the natural expansion. 2 queens on the way up in the main in the natural. This is play-by-play commentary to the next level, guys. The Reaper, it goes up a ramp. He will continue now in a flat, horizontal direction, dodging around this part of the map. And oh my god, he actually did find a drone. The drone was kind of way out there as well. What was it doing up here? That's kind of interesting. Well, link speed starting from Solar is... Extractor going to take a few more hits. Other Zerglings here from Solar down on the bottom side. He will drop down this 3rd hatchery now, so getting that into place, into position. Factory going to finish in the next few moments, so just opening up into a very typical kind of probably 1-1-1 stop up will come down as well. He has that double gas available. Really nice though. He kind of forces Solar to take the base over to the left hand side, so that's already a nice little something for Bunny. I look at this and wondering what Bunny could maybe do with that. Is there a reason Solar really wanted this base originally? If it is, not going to get that drone as it moves from, slowly from one extractor to the other. He's slowly making his way back home. A little bit of lag. Yeah, I'm just looking. I mean, is there a reason like Solar wants this base rather than this one? I don't really think so. Like, they're very similar. This base actually has less entries into it with this set of rocks here. I actually feel like this one's easier for the Terran to push over because the Terran just comes from their natural and across the map, right? Now they have to go down a little bit. So I almost feel like this base on the bottom side is perhaps even a little bit better for Solar here in the ZvT. 2 more Hellions on the way out. Starboard is building a medevac, so we're actually going to see maybe some Hellion drops here initially, and it's going to be trying, I mean, he really wants to get rid of this Overlord before the medevac comes out, though. Obviously, if the Overlord sees the medevac, he gives up the little bit of a fake out that Bunny has going on here. And with the 2nd Marine, the Overlord will go down before he gets to see what the unit is. So that's really nice for Bunny, as the medevac is going to load up Marines, actually, and 2 Hellions. The Hellion is poking at the front. Armory is coming down, so it's just going to be that kind of straight-up Hellbat attack out of Bunny. Solar with the Rotoran and the Lair on the way in. I'll tell you what, if this has been a bit of a larger map, maybe Bunny plays a little bit of mech rather than bio here. That's definitely a possibility as well. So everyone sees another Hellion going across the map. Factory lands back on the reactor, so I think he was about to play a swap of Rue, but instead will decide to maybe mill... I just think maybe just wanted to wall off, stop the scouting into the main. As a Viking now, he started up Cloak again just in case that Zergling's scouted, so still trying to sell the idea that this is going to be Banshees. For some reason, 2 Hellbats in the main, not really doing much, as these Hellbats now pressing the front, but all the Queens are just sat here waiting for this. Just kind of feels like the idea of this split push, it's just not powerful enough in the main to kind of justify needing to pull Queens for it. And because of that, the Queens just sit on the low ground and they just deflect these Hellbats. Now, typically you would see something like a 4-on-4 split, like 4 Hellbats in the front and 4 in the main. I think that gets to the point where you can't actually fight with Zerglings, and because of that, then you have to pull and split your Queens between bases, and that becomes a much more difficult defense. So, not too much of a fan of what Bunny did here. I feel like I would have rather just seen like the medevac with the Hellbats at the front, and at least then you can heal a little bit and you can probably pick off a Queen or 2. This was just not really anything gained at all. Maybe a Hellion drop that just runs by and kills some drones, though that could definitely work out. These Hellions, 4 of them, going to start moving forwards. And instantly, there we go, already 2 drones down, and well, the rest of them going to start taking a bit of damage as well. So 4 workers already picked off here. I think that 5, I actually thought this would be worse, but I guess the Hellions are going to get out alive as well, which is always a nice little something. So 6 workers killed. Bunny's getting into a really good position with his upgrades as well. The 1-1 already coming through here now. And on Solo's side of the map, I mean, Evo Chambers, what are they? He doesn't have, he's got 2 of them, but he is not putting them into use yet. Sleep back, about to complete. Viking chasing his Overseer down, and Overseer going to get transfused now, so a nice little transfusion from the Queen. Another tank just building up, another factory coming into the main base too. More barracks are building as well, and Lings, Roaches, Queens, Hatchery. All of this setting up across these 4 bases at the moment. The 2 medevacs going to come boosting out through the center of the map over to the far right hand side. So Bunny with a lot of success in game number 1 with the drop play. I'm looking for more of it here. Solo's moved away from the Roaches. Just kind of a few Roaches early on to defend the Hellbats. Now switching it into Lingbane Muta. Melee upgrades were his choice on the Evo Chambers, but again, because those Evo Chambers were kind of late to get rolling, it is going to be a Bunny upgrade advantage to maybe create some opportunities for him to trade well here over the course of this game. So we'll keep our eyes out for that. Marines unloading in the main base then. They're going to get ready to run in towards the main. As we do see the other Marines pressing forwards as well. A couple of Overlords are going to go down. Not at all. A couple of Overlords getting some drones as well. There's good pressure here from Bunny initially, guys, as we do see the other Marines picking off more of this creep spread. Drops onto the low ground and actually finds 2 Queens. Oh my god, 3 Queens. Man, these 1-1 upgrades are just insane. Like, you don't really notice what 1-1 against 0-0 Queens does very often, but right there, I think you really did. Those Queens just melted. So, like, 8 Marines. Well, Bunny already doing some very good damage just in different locations of the map. One thing that Solo does have going his way is the creep spread is still looking pretty good in a few different directions. It's a very large map, so obviously it maybe doesn't look impressive if you just look at the mini-map, but you consider there's a few creep tumors in front of each base in each direction, and that does really give him a huge layer of safety, and it's going to be very difficult for Bunny to clean up creep in all of these different directions as well, so he has to be very cautious about that. You know, it's going to be how do you deal with that many different kind of avenues of creep spread. And he's going to throw down a 4th base, and I think that is something to do with the fact that he knows here that, you know, again, there's just so much creep on the map. How does he clean it up? I think he's much better off committing to a 4th base than, saying, just trying to kill his opponent with a 6, 7, and 8 barracks. So, Bunny really just, again, moving into this 4th, getting that ready to go. These 2 medevacs going to load up, head over to the right-hand side, and the 5th hatchery already coming down as well on the far right. That's maybe what these medevacs are looking for, unless they just go straight to the main. Hive coming through as we see the Marines unloading. So just chilling out over on that side there then. These units are having a little bit of a dance, aren't they? That was a little bit funky. We're going to move out a little bit now. And 2-2 upgrades about to finish up here. Did you see the Lings, the Banes setting up as well? And this little drop is okay for the moment, then it has to lift, boost away. The Mutas will try and chase it down. Meanwhile, large attacks starting to head through the center though, so something else which Solo is going to have to give a little bit of respect to here. These units begin to unload a lot of this bio, able to clean up a lot of those Zerglings already. Again, another scan going down, and another scan goes down. Ooh, that's a nice Widow Mine to get a few of those Zerglings. Really nicely done, actually. Now back to Marines, Widow Mines as well. We want to press up this ramp. Zerglings going all the way up into the natural, and the depot. Depot is not being raised just yet. Meanwhile, this Bioforce of Bunny still kind of setting up over on the right side. These last few Zerglings are going to get picked off as well, so they will fall. Good defense of the counterattack here as Bunny is just setting up with, I mean, the tanks, the Widow Mines, really getting ready to go here. This is actually very interesting. We're seeing a lot of lag here, guys. I don't know if this is something to do with the map in a way, because I actually noticed this on this map in particular. I know we've had a little bit of lag in general, but I feel like it's much worse on this map, and it was the same yesterday too. And it's also the same on my laptop. So I wonder if there's something interesting about that. I noticed that when this game I was playing before. Well, one of my shot cleans up another round of Zerglings there. Bio pressing through the center, a lot more Lings than Mutas. Getting turned away, some Marines here. And start simming forwards as well as the 4. Taken to the front lines. I feel like this is just a very continued push from Bunny, but is he going just a bit too slow? Like, is he giving Solo just a bit too much time to prepare against this? Well, perhaps. We've seen the couple of units over on the side going to get picked off as well here. More Marines through the center. These medevacs actually just kind of in the middle of nowhere. They did have a 4 to protect them, but now the 4 is in the medevac. Oh my god, those Banes going up that ramp just got killed. Lings and Mutas going across the map, so the counterattack is being established. And this is buying Solo time to get into Adrenal Glands, +3 Carapace, Chitinous Plating, and the Ultraless production. Obviously, those are very essential setups to kind of get into this next stage of the game now. Another few Zerglings getting picked off. 8 SCVs were killed. And just can be seen. Oh my god! Widowmine's going off all over the place. Killing off a whole bunch of Lings and Banes. Getting these Mutas back down the left-hand side. And again, still some bio from Bunny. Really pressing this right side of the map. The thing is, Solo has the bottom left as well. But, Bunny. I was going to say, like, it's all good and well pushing the right side. But if you're not going to do anything bottom left, then what are you really achieving? But Bunny is making his way down there. Now he's going to start splitting Solo up like he did on that first map as well. Bio pulling back a little bit. Marines on the left here are gonna get surrounded a little bit by those Zerglings. The Ling is able to get a bit of a surround, and not enough though. Man, free for upgrades there. Really just being detrimental to the Lings being successful at all. Lings, we get that sensor tower on fire, and it looks like it will burn down anyways. Looks as though Solo will give up this base over on the right. A few more Banes, Ultras trying to press forwards. Infantry will indeed go down now. And Solo is still trying to send more units across the map, still looking for counterattacks, but he's got Mutas without an Overseer. There's the Overseer now, trailing behind. What's his plan? Is he going to try and sweep this army? Is he trying to actually commit to the counter? Because the counter is actually not that crazy. Bunny is set up pretty nicely to deal with this, I think. A couple of Liberators are going to get sieged. And there's a good amount of bio to play with over here. We're going to see these Ultras are going to start running into this. And we are going to see them taking quite a bit of damage. Another Widowmine shot blows up the Mutalist. That is huge, of course. There's only a couple units left, but man, that was absolutely deadly. I want to go look across the map. Well, yeah, I kind of want to go look across the map because this is happening. Bunny is pushing through and killing everything, but yeah, I think watching the